Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about while loops in Python. So a while loop is a loop that executes instructions as long as a condition is true. So let's talk more about this using PyCharm. Okay, so I have a variable here called num and it's equal to 1. And I want to make a program using the while loop to print out the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on separate lines. So the way we do this is by saying while num is less than 6. So what I'm saying here is that if the number is less than, and we have these less than, greater than equal to, and less than equal to, we have all of these in Python. So while this number is less than 6, run whatever is in this code. So if this is true, run this. And keep running it until this becomes false. So here I have print num, and also I want to increase the value of num by 1. So the way we can do that is by saying num is equal to num plus 1. And there's actually an easier way to write num is equal to num plus 1 is by just saying num plus equals 1. And this just increases the value of num by 1 every time. So now, after this loop finishes, after we get to the number 6, it doesn't do whatever's in here and it just moves on to the next lines. So now I want it to, when it's 6, I want to print done. So if I'm right, then it prints out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what's happening here is it goes to, so num is 1. Is 1 less than 6? Yes, this value is true. And then it prints out the 1, and it changes the value of 1 by 1, and it becomes 2. So now 2 is less than 6, yes, and it does the same thing, becomes 3, and then 4, and then 5. And when it's 6, it says that 6 is not less than 6, and this is false, and we move on to done. And I'd also like to show you how to make an infinite loop, and the way we do this is by just saying while true. So if I say while true, then as you can see, even here it says this code is unreachable because this is just going to keep out printing the number and it just increases every time. So as you can see, we're getting huge numbers here. So let me stop this. And now I'm going to show you the keywords break and continue. So the way we use break is by just saying if num is equal to, let's say, 5, then break out of the loop. So this break just like takes you out and moves on to the next code. So when num is equal to 5, it doesn't print out the 5 and it just prints out done. So it's going to show us 1, 2, 3, 4 and then done. And there you go. Okay, so the last thing that I want to show you is the keyword continue. And to do this, first I don't want to have this infinite loop, so I'm going to change this back to num is less than, and I'm going to make number 10. And I'm going to say, instead of if num is equal to 5, I'm going to say first num plus equals 1, and you'll see why I do this later. And I'm going to say continue. And so what's going to happen is it's actually just going to skip the number 5. So as you can see, it does 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's talk about why this is happening. So first, num is equal to 1, and so 1 is less than 10, that's true, so it goes into the if statement. And is 1 equal to 5? No, it's not. So we print out the 1, and then we add 1 to 1, so it becomes 2, and now we do the same thing with 2, it becomes 3 after printing out 2, and then 4, and then 5. And when it becomes 5, it's still true here, and then the if statement is also true. So we add 1 to num, which is 5, and it becomes 6, and it continues. So it skips both of these statements. And now we have the number 6. Is 6 less than 10? Yes. and then we print out 6, which is this, and we add 1 to 6, and then we do that with 8 and 9 as well, because this is false for 8 and 9. And then at the end, we print out done. I also like to mention that the break and continue keywords can also be used in for loops as well as while loops. And those are some of the ways that you can use while loops in Python, and I hope you learned something in this video. That's all for now. Bye!